ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents to become shining light parents by providing support and resources to aid in the healing process. We go a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and evidence for the afterlife in a non-dogmatic way. Affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background. Attendance today at this meeting is voluntary, and we are here for the benefit of learning from and sharing with other parents whose child has passed away. It is understood that our discussions are intended to be confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. However, these Zoom meetings are helpful to parents all around the world, and they are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members who are not able to attend this meeting live can also watch. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers to allow parents to be informed about many possible ways to heal, to connect with their children, and to learn about the afterlife. The views expressed by our guests do not necessarily reflect those of Helping Parents Heal, and we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone, and welcome, LaVonne. I have to tell everyone that Elizabeth and I were chatting with her before the meeting started, and the energy just is like crazy good right now. So thank you.
That's for sure. It's always such a pleasure to have LaVonne here. And I feel grateful that I met her in person up in Sedona when Jeffrey Olson was doing special conference there. And she is as beautiful in person as she is here on this Zoom meeting. But let me go ahead and just tell you a little bit about her. LaVonne Wells Sandberg is a spiritual teacher, global speaker, love activist. She offers loss and grief support to parents who have experienced the transition of a child. As the spiritual teacher, LaVonne has made it her life's work to provide systems for people to create peace after the transition of a loved one. She can connect to spirit while providing compassionate understanding and insightful shares during a time of need. LaVonne provides private and group sessions. Her workshops include Connections and Communications, aka Life After Life, Connections and Insights, and Sacred Self. Another aspect of her incredible work is called Connections and Communications. It emerged because of the despair she experienced through the passing of her daughter, Kiva. Her daughter's passing inspired LaVonne to assist others in expressing sorrow through empowering, while allowing the action of healing to commence. LaVonne supports individuals in moving forward in a positive way by allowing the process to simply unfold naturally as it should. LaVonne recognizes that we hold all the answers within ourselves and acts as a catalyst to help people find clarity and awaken resolutions that may currently lay dormant. LaVonne's connection with spirit began as a child when she experienced many challenges, yet worked through them with the full acceptance that she was never alone. Now she hopes to instill this same remembrance and knowledge in everyone. Her services support people experiencing or having experienced loss in its many forms. LaVonne's intention is to listen, support, and offer possible systems to take parents from sadness to celebration. And without further ado, please join me in welcoming LaVonne Wells Sandberg.
Hello. So before we begin, I have a request for everyone. I am asking that you be absolutely present for this next hour. I've been thinking about who is going to show up, not knowing who is going to show up, but sending out good juju your way the entire last couple of days. And so just be willing to be absolutely present right here and right now. You're the most important individual in the entire world at this moment, because we're all sitting together. And this is definitely one of those things where I say, you're taking care of yourself by being present here, or any time that you come to any other HPH events and you're presencing yourself, you are taking care of yourself because you're learning additional tools that are out there. Some things will rock with you and some things will not rock with you, meaning you get it, you don't get it, you don't want to get it, it's okay. So anything that I say this evening, please just remain open to the possibilities. And if something does not ring true for you, that is a-okay, because that's the exciting news about being on the planet. We get to choose freely for ourselves. Yay! And we get to learn and expand. And it might be just that one little nugget. It could be just the one little nugget that you came here tonight for, nothing else. And so be gentle, be kind with yourself, stay present, be sure you've got your water with you. If you don't have your water, grab it real quick, keep sipping throughout the night, and that helps with the energy. What it also does is it assists me in staying focused and centered and grounded in the energy, because I cannot run from this energy. There's a lot of energy here. So it assists me with what I'm about to share with you, and also with whatever comes up with our questions later on in the evening. So just relax, shake a little bit, relax a little bit, take a deep breath. Don't have to be so serious. That's one of the biggest things that my daughter Kiva tells me all the time, Mom, lighten up. Because I'm like, no, they must know there's more to all of this. And she's like, chill, it's okay. We got this, everyone's got it. So a little bit about myself. I'm born and raised in Boston. I currently live in Utah. I moved here in 91, Salt Lake City, Utah. Love it here. One of the greatest places for expansion and learning and growing spiritually. And when I say that, I mean the internal work, really getting to know the importance of the internal work, really getting to know thyself. I got that here in Utah. I don't want to really talk too much about my daughter's story. I know a lot of people some people have heard it, but not everybody. But when I come on here, or when I go anywhere else to speak, one of the first things that Kiva will always say to me is, when you share about me, you don't need to share about the tubes in my body. You don't need to share about me being connected to a machine. You don't need to share with me, share with other people about, this is not the way I want to be remembered. And so it has been, it's been 21 years since her passing transition. You will never hear me say deaf, dying, or dead, because it's a lie. And so I cannot speak a lie. I'm impeccable with my word, right? And that was one of the biggest things that she taught me. I knew that all of my life growing up as a child, but when she transitioned, when she passed, it really knocked me off my feet. And I really learned a lot, because she was consistently and constantly in my face, on my side, behind me, in my dreams, in the car, and just reminding me and letting me know, we don't die. We do not die. Long story short, she was born, she had a condition called McCune-Albright syndrome. Basically, her whole endocrine system was doing the opposite of its function. Multiple visits to the hospital. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, because I got to meet other moms there with their children and saw some amazing things and witnessed a lot of miracles there, and a lot of sadness and a lot of joy as well. And so there was this time where I just wanted to hold the space and really have the faith and believe that she was going to be healed. Long story short, that wasn't the case. Everything just kept shutting down. So she was on 17 medications, none to cure, all to suppress conditions. And I remember I received a visitation that just said that she was going to leave and it was okay to let her go. At this point, she was 5 months old. I went back to the hospital and I got the perfect doctor on the perfect shift. And he basically said, what do you want me to do? This week is my week. I'll do whatever you want. Because at this point, they were studying her. The university was studying her. What is the other one in Maryland? National Institute of Health was studying her. It was such a rare condition, and they gained a lot of information from her. But this particular doctor was very clear and said, there's nothing more that we can do. And at this point, she was on morphine. And so I received that message, remember, that it's okay to let her go. And then I met with the ethics board and we decided to take her off life support. Now, the beauty of that is I got to experience her transition in my arms. I held her for an hour. It felt like 5 minutes, and she left from the crown of her head after 3 deep breaths. And then she was immediately standing beside me. How do I know it? It was just like I felt her come out of the crown, and she was standing next to me, and it felt like a fire, like a flame, just a very brilliant energy. And I remember putting her body back into the bed. I know she doesn't like for me to share this part, but she's got to understand that we're on planet Earth, and you guys deserve a point of reference. We're still here. They're doing what they're doing, but we still get to kind of tell the story. But the purpose of the story is to support you, is to empower you, is to offer peace, because really what everyone is looking for at some level is peace, because that closure is challenging to find depending on your story, depending on how you experience the transitioning, the passing of your child, right? So I remember placing her body back into the bed and just standing over it and looking at it and just thinking to myself, wow, she is not here. This isn't even her. It wasn't her. And I remember walking out with a friend, going to the elevator, and I heard this voice clear as day. And it was she sent many signs, but this was one of the major signs. Is she said, "Wait for me, I'm coming with you." And I thought that I was like up in the night. And I got in the elevator, and my friend got in, and I had my head down because I was like, do I tell her? Do I tell her? And my friend turns to me and says, "Did you hear that?" So she heard it too. So that marked Kiva's communication with a lot of people that love her, and friends, families, people just met her for the first time. They would come months later, years later, and still report to me, "Oh, Kiva came and visited me today, and this is what she said. Oh, Kiva came to visit me today, and I was on," and I'll tell you this quick story. I really wanted to end it. A very good friend of mine, she wanted to commit suicide, and Kiva came to her and said, "If you do that, my mom's going to be really angry with you." And and we can laugh about it now because it's like it was such a powerful experience for her, and it's been years later, and we laugh about it now. But back then, it was like, "Oh my gosh, really? You were really going to do that?" And she just explained to her that she had more to do, and that it was important for her to stay, and that really helped her out a lot. And so this is what our children are doing. They're not only coming to us, but they're going to those that they may have met for a split second or they've known forever. And I know of some parents here on HPH, Helping Parents Heal, where I've experienced their children coming to me, or giving me a sign, or confirming something, and I just think it's pretty cool. And so that's why it's nice to be on the page. And I get on there, and I usually can do about 2 to 3, maybe 4 posts a day, where I'm looking and just trying to see where I can send that love and support, and then I jump off. But that's a beautiful gift. So long story short, Kiva, it's been 21. She passed on my favorite holiday. Remember, I'm from Boston, St. Patrick's Day. So we took her off life support on St. Patty's Day. And I still love St. Patrick's Day. Not in the beginning, not in the first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. But after that, I was able to shift that and make that date a beautiful date of celebration, and because that is what she asked of me. So, I want to make sure I leave enough time for questions as well. But the topic tonight, we're talking about signs, correct? Correct. All right, keep sipping your water. Sip your water. That's East Coast coming out. So I rarely use notes at all, but I do not want to miss any points here. So what are signs? I want to talk a little bit about what are signs. Did you realize that signs is a form of communication? It's a form of communication. It is a method of communication. It is a connection for a conversation. That's why I'm always talking about connections and communications, right? Because that's what they're all about. I tell a lot of the people that I work with, I said, who told you that the only way that you can see is with these eyes? And who told you the only way that you can speak is with this mouth? And who told you all of that? And why have we all bought into that? So signs is another form of communicating. Signs is another form of actually talking. So when these signs are coming up, you can honestly say to yourself, my child is talking to me right now. What part of me is, what's going on in my life so that I'm not hearing it? Or what's going on in my life that, we'll come back to that. But I want to talk about how sometimes our limited beliefs and perceptions get in the way of us. Excuse me, hold on. Okay. Get in the way of us. There's a lot of chatter going on. A lot of chatter. So, a lot of times our limited beliefs and knowledge and understanding gets in the way of us seeing things differently. And so tonight, as far as when it comes to signs, what we're asking you, when I say we, okay, now it's no longer, got it? So when I say we, I'm talking about the collective, okay? Because we really are a oneness of a unit. I'm talking about your children. Okay, so when we say we, and this is not what I've planned tonight, and this happens sometimes, so we're going to go there. So when I say we, we're going to be talking about your children, talking as a group to all of you and to me. Okay, and so what we're wanting you, all right, put these notes away. All right, what we're wanting you to do is that we're wanting you to look at our passing and our transition in a way that you've never experienced before. Even if it's been a blissful, peaceful way, we want you to see that it's even greater than that, that your greatest expectation, it's greater than that, that as you began to sit and get quiet and be willing to sit in the emotion and willing to be present with us, and you speak our names and you ask for the signs and you believe that you're going to receive the sign, because you see, sometimes you don't believe that you're going to receive what it is that you're asking for. And we're asking you to believe it. That would be one. And we're asking you to ask for it. And yes, you can be specific. And a lot of times we like to surprise you and do some fun stuff, some things out of the norm that you wouldn't normally expect from us. Okay? So ask, believe, sit, get still, and know that how you treat yourself and the relationship that you have within yourself determines your mode and your ability to communicate and to receive those signs that you're looking for. How are you sitting with yourself? Are you sitting in your sadness? Are you sitting in your depression? Are you sitting in your anxiety? Are you sitting in your joy? Are you sitting in your peace? Are you sitting in your calm? What are you doing? We're watching you. We're always there with you. We're always connecting with you. Why? Because we're not done yet. You see, when we transitioned out of our bodies, and we say transition out of our bodies, we continue on, and we love on and on, you see? And we are more than what you can even imagine. Yes, we are your children, but we are more than your children. We are spirit first, as you are, and we have been having these experiences with you in physicality and physical form. And we acknowledge the pain, and we acknowledge the sadness, and we acknowledge how you feel, and we acknowledge how it shouldn't be this way and shouldn't be that way. But we're here. We're here for you now, in the belief that just because you cannot see us physically doesn't mean that we are not with you still, and that we continue to exist. This is why it's all about the signs right now. We're doing more than we can then we're activating all these signs to stir you up, to be willing to go inward and be willing to see who you really are. But you see, it's not done yet. Let us inspire you. Let us heal you. Let us empower you. Let us connect with you. And let us cry with you. And then as you cry, let us lift you. And let us take place in you. And let us communicate with you. And let us assist you in moving forward in the most peaceful way. You see, in this system called earthly life and existence, you have been taught and you have been trained a certain way. And we say we honor all of those trainings. We honor all of the choices and decisions on how you choose to look at our transition. But we are asking you to look higher. Look higher. We are asking you to see us alive and well. And no matter how we transition, it could have been tragically. It could have been out of the blue. It could have been you were sitting with us as the witness as we transitioned. That is not the memory. That is not the desire or the place we wish for you to stay. We want you to know we didn't feel the pain. We didn't feel the trauma. We didn't feel any of that. We felt received. We weren't alone. We were embraced in the light. We began to remember very quickly who we really are. And we choose to come and be with you and touch you and connect with you and leave you feathers and pennies and dimes and leave you billboards. Have you noticed the billboards? What are the billboards saying to you on your drive and on your commute? What have you dismissed? Sit with us. Sit with us. And if you find this to be very difficult, write us. Write your message. This will support the energy. This will support the vibration. This will support the frequency. This will support the connection. This is not a gift that you need to have. You see? All of this information, you have this within you. And if we are coming in now to let you know it is time to rise up, look forward, honor your emotions. And in honoring the emotions, greater access, greater feels, greater connection, greater healing, but most importantly, greater connections and a greater sense of peace and a greater sense of communication and a greater sense of knowing there is so much more to your existence. We came here tonight to let you know there's more going on and our transitioning and our passing. We have not left you. We cannot leave you. We are one. You cannot separate us. We are a unified family. And it is okay to it serves to receive support and readings and insights and coaching and all of this. As long as you come back to this and trust this, your heart will communicate with you everything and anything that you deserve to hear, to feel, to know, to be about. I did not plan this for this evening. I have my notes right here, and I rarely do notes. What they're asking for and what they're wanting is intimate time with you. Slow down. It is in your busyness. When you say, well, how can I connect? I must go see this one or that one in order to make the connection. And guess what? That's beautiful. Those are additional tools. But you are the greatest tool. Who knows your child better than you do? You know when the energy walks into your room. You know when your daughter, your son walks into the room. You know when your other loved ones walk into the room. And so what we're asking is that you get still. You want to see signs? You want to see wonders? You want to experience healing? You want to sit in the emotion? You want to be sad? You want to be anything and everything? It is absolutely perfect. And as you walk through that, we ask that you come up for air, that you breathe, that you live, that you grieve in your perfect way. But most importantly, we ask that you rise in this new energy, in this new year, that you rise and you really see us. Really see us. The key is sitting in the stillness. The key is getting comfortable with yourself. How are we to communicate and connect with our loved ones when we are unwilling to connect and communicate with ourselves? You got to start somewhere, right? I'll speak for myself. I am the quickest person to want to jump up and run and go do this and multitask and da and all over the place. When Kiva first transitioned, I made myself so busy because that's all I knew to do, right? That's all I knew to do. The first year, I was busy, 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 busy. Second year, I was in my grief. Face down, plummet, snotty nose, rolling around on the floor. 2 years later. 5 years later. 7 years later. See? And then one day, she just came and she said, Mom, I need you to get really still. I got some things to tell you. I need you to get really still. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to be with you every time you go and you present. Every time, and all these opportunities to present started coming out of the blue. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to present. I don't know if I want to speak. I don't know if I got it to do it, but I was willing to get out of my own way so that I could serve and support others. I literally was sitting on the floor in tears, in pain, and I said, how are the other parents doing this? How can I support them? How can I shift this and support them and yet still honor how I'm feeling? So what are we doing? So to really make that connection, breathe, because breathing oxygenates every cell in our body, right? In our being. And a lot of times, a lot of my clients say, but I can't breathe. It's so recent, or I can't breathe, and it's been 30 years. And I say, the times that you can breathe, you practice conscious breathing. So that when those days when it kind of snaps at you and gets you, and you're down for the count, your body will automatically go into that conscious breathing. Why? Because you've been training yourself. You've been allowing yourself on those days that you can breathe to breathe. Our bodies are amazing. It will go on automatic in a lot of ways. And then we say grieve. I didn't know we were going to talk about the BGLs tonight. And that came from Kiva. Grieve, that means acknowledging the emotion, being in the emotion and not beating yourself up because you feel like you should be feeling this or not feeling that or whatever. No, you're feeling it. So go ahead and feel it. And then when you have a moment, we say live. Live does not mean going out and partying. If you choose to do that, because we're all at choice, okay, that's what you do. But when we say live, living is getting up out of your bed, going into the kitchen, washing a plate, drying the plate, and putting the plate in the cupboard, closing the cupboard, and going back to your bed, rolling up in a green blanket, because you know green's the color of healing, right? And green is the color that speaks to your soul. Soul understands color. See, I'm getting off on a tangent now. That's for another class. But roll up in that green blanket, because it literally, the soul knows how to grieve. And so when it's wrapped up in the color green, it receives that color as a healing component. Okay, so there you go. You're breathing, you're grieving, you're getting up, you're sweeping the floor, putting the trash in the trash can, you're going back to bed, you're wrapping up in the blanket. See what's going on there? You're honoring where you're at, but you're also willing to know that there's more. Okay, so we talked about a lot of this. So slow down, breathe, and be honest with yourself. Are you not wanting to see the signs because it's triggering an emotion in you or triggering a memory that you feel like if you were to receive that sign, you will lose yourself? I've done that. I've had Kiva like 7, 8, 9 feet away from me, looking in on me, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I can't. Today, I just can't. I can't handle it. I've got things to do today. I can't do this. And guess what? They honor that. She honored that. But they will do everything. And I heard this today. We are doing everything in our power to connect and communicate with our loved ones. And we're just getting started. You know why they're just getting started? Because it's a lot bigger than we can even imagine. When it comes to you taking the time to sit with yourself and discovering who you are, discovering purpose, discovering how you want to express yourself in life, you know, whatever is going on, they are here cheering. They're your greatest cheerleaders. And how we do things on this side affects what's going on the other side, and vice versa. Did you know that? We're still a unified unit. We're still a family. We're still a team. When people used to tell me, get over it, get over it, get over it, well, I won't tell you what I used to say to them. It's inappropriate for this channel. But I had a few choice words, because remember, I'm from Boston first. I'm from Utah. And I remember sitting down, and this is why we're sitting with ourselves. Okay, I remember sitting down and getting still and asking people, what is this about? This, get over it. What are they talking about? And she began to explain to me and began to share with me, there's nothing to get over, because relationships, friendships, family, everything is eternal. It's infinite. We are infinite. There's nothing to get over, but there is something to expand on. There is something to expand on, right? We're over here. We know what's going on. We see the forest for the trees. And we also see and honor, because this is what they're wanting to say. We honor what you're going through. We honor all of that. We also come to wipe your tears. We also come to hold up your back. We also come to help you breathe. And we also come to tell you there is more for you, Christine. There is more for you, Lori. There is more for you, Kelly. There's more for you, Cammie and Amy and Kale. There's more for Lisa. There's more for Nancy. There's more for Shelley. There's more for Elizabeth. Oh, heaven forbid. She's got her hands full of enough. More for Irene and everyone else that's on this call tonight. That's why they keep saying, rise up, rise up, rise up, meaning take everything that you know, everything that you thought you knew, all the bits of wisdom, and expand on that and be willing to see things differently from a whole different perspective, from a whole different viewpoint, a viewpoint that we're wanting to share with you, that we share with you every day, by the way, I guarantee you're getting signs every day. I guarantee you that. And by the way, because we've gathered here and they know you've heard a word, your signs are going to intensify in the most beautiful and blissful ways. Your dreams are going to be very vivid and very clear. Now, here's the key to dreams. Woo! Within the first 30 seconds, have that journal and that pen next to you and just write like a mad person, because it may not make sense to you when what you're writing, but I guarantee you, a day later, a week later, a month later, you'll flip through there and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I get it. I got it. I got it. I got it. This is good. And this is exciting. And I guess that's where, when I first started doing this work, I would always say taking them from sadness to celebration. I thought is that even reverent? Is that being insensitive? And Spirit said, you do what you're supposed to do. Speaking for me, it's not even a supposed to, because I choose it. It's like, when Spirit speaks, speak Spirit. And I've been afraid for years to do that. But it is about bringing them in such a way in your life and cultivating the energy in such a way that you literally know and feel that you're just getting started. That just because you can't see, and trust you me, one more day of a hug, of a touch, of an embrace, oh, priceless. But what your children are saying is that this is not the only way that I existed through my physicality. This is not the only way. And I want you to expand your awareness in such a way that you're willing to go there with me. That you're willing to go there with me. This isn't woo, I promise you. It's not foo-foo stuff. This is infinite and divine truths that are out there. And the way that you can confirm it for yourself is go within and start asking yourself the question, even while you're wailing, the snot's coming down, you're pulling your hair, you're rolling around the floor. Ask the questions in the madness, in the sadness, in the joy, and in the bliss. Yes, it's possible. It's been 21 years. I'm loving on my Kiva. Is the pain the same as it was a year ago, 2 years, 5, 7 years ago? No. Is there honestly still pain there? I have to be really honest with you. No. You probably didn't expect me to say that. No. Because it's like, even right now, she's like jumping up and down around me right now. Like I can feel her like, yeah. Because at any moment, any time, I go into my closet, not literally a closet, but I go into my peaceful place of stillness and I make that connection and I have that conversation and I can feel the embrace and I can feel the hug. Why? Because I have been willing to look at it differently. She's been showing it to me differently. And because of that, it's been, there's really no words for it. It's been expansive. It's been expansive. Do I have magical moments where I'm just like, now remember, having a moment where I'm thinking about her and I'm crying, does that still happen? Yes. You want to know why? Because my body has memory. My cells have memory. All of my DNA has memory. I housed that baby for 8 months and something, because she came 3 weeks early. There is this beautiful, infinite, divine connection with her. And so my physicality will respond. The tears will come, but when the tears come, I smile and I go, yes, baby. Yes, baby, I'm missing you. I'm missing you in this moment, but I also know you're right here. So let's just hang out for a little bit, and then the missing goes away. and the whatever goes away. But I'm acknowledging my physicality. I'm acknowledging that I'm still human and on the planet, you see, and I'm still going through it. And when someone else tells a story about their child, does it trigger? Does stuff come up, emotion for me? Absolutely. And then I take a step back and I say, but what is the truth? The truth is their child is alive and well and is in very, very good hands and is doing everything in their being to make that connection, to give those signs and to give those hugs and those kisses. And you can't get enough signs. You can't get enough signs. It's hilarious when I'm driving down the freeway. Mine has been the billboards lately. I think there was one that says, "We empower you to be original." And I'm like, okay, I got it. We empower you to be original. So let me go over this really quickly. How are we doing on time, Elizabeth?
You're doing wonderfully, LaVonne, and I don't even want to break in because you're doing such a great job. Everyone loves what you're saying, but go ahead and wrap up if you'd like, and then I'll ask you some questions after.
Okay, I'm looking on here because I want to make sure. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, it's interesting. Everything that was on here, I just got it. Let's see. Oh, ready or not, here they come, is what they said as well. Ready or not, here they come. Okay. All right, I think it's time for questions, but I really thank you for being absolutely present, centered, because it would not have flowed like this if you were not present and like right here for everyone. Because you're here not just for yourself, but when you're sitting and you're centering in your heart and you're just you're just open to the possibility that there's more. What happens is you're supporting and assisting everybody on this Zoom call. You're supporting each other. And that's really, really beautiful. And so let me just check one more thing. Yeah, okay. Again, just reiterating, challenge what you believe to be true about you. It's really important. That means really be willing to go and sit in the stillness, communicate with you, be about your self-care, your self-love. And as you're being all of these things, you're literally creating a path of clear communication with your children at levels you can't even begin to imagine. Things that'll just be like mind-blowing, just mind-blowing. And this is what they're excited to bring to you. There's just so much more going on. There's so much more going on. And they honor and they love and they treasure all of you, and they're giving you all hugs, and they got excited about this. They were gathering in my house, and I was like, come on now, y'all, just go. You know, I know your multi-dimensionality is kicking in, but this mama's got some stuff to do, you know. So, but just much love and much appreciation for your willingness to be here, to be present, to be open. And if you choose, be in the stillness, really be about you and your relationship with you. If you need support and assistance with that, I can assist you with that. But I'm telling you, how you communicate with yourself and how you communicate with others, have you ever heard this before? Affects how you communicate beyond. And that's why when people say, well, if I make a communication or if I make a connection, what's going to happen? How do I know that I'm talking to who I'm talking to? How you communicate here is how you communicate with the spirit realm, and the spirit realm is right here with you as well, you know. And I've heard someone say this before. I think they've said this in different places. How you do anything is how you do everything. It's the same with spirit. How you do in your life is how you do it in the realm of spirit. It's a little bit different. They have a different kind of their languaging and their symbols and things like that are, let's just say they have a broader expansion of communicating. And as humans, as beautiful and blessed as we are, our spectrum is not as wide. And that's why sometimes it's a little bit complicated or a little bit challenging in making that connection. What is that symbol really all about? What are they really trying to say? Am I hearing what I'm hearing? Okay. And that's why we keep asking you to rise up and to rise above and start looking at this blessed opportunity to connect with your loved ones in a whole different way. Okay. And with that, questions?
Well, we have lots of questions, but first of all, I just want to say one thing, and that is that when you said, do I get sad? And you said no, I think that Irene and I would agree with that. And I just love that you said that, because I know that Irene feels this way with Carly. I feel that way with Morgan and Chelsea. I feel like they're with me constantly. And when you said that they are our biggest cheerleaders, obviously that's very important to me,
Yeah.
to Irene. But the fact that Morgan was a cheerleader, he was a football player.
Oh, wow. Yay.
And he actually, he could lift a girl on one arm and flip her in the air. I mean, he was a really good cheerleader, a stunting cheerleader, but also they called him Big Bear because of the bear hugs he gave on the team. It was his nickname. So I just think that it's important for everyone to understand that it is possible, and you are a
It's
shining
possible.
example of this, to heal. And that healing doesn't mean that you are going to function in a daily capacity and just get through life and then get to your kids. We are living every single second of every single day with our
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
They are still right here. And so for you to confirm that for everyone and to be able to explain how we need to open ourselves to this connection that we all have with our kids. It is just beautiful, LaVonne. I want to just read a few things that people are saying about you in the chat box. OMG, this is so good. This is so real. This is so deep. This is Rebecca saying this. Kelly is saying, I needed this today. I've been thinking about that day all day. So what you said at the beginning was so meaningful to her. Rose is saying, I needed this too. I have recently thought, I haven't talked to my daughter Anya in a few days, and I've had people recently reach out, and now this group, this is amazing. Kelly's saying, thank you for the encouragement. Atifa is saying, why is it that, this is a question for you. Why is it that when you do have this understanding of the afterlife, you still get sad and still grieve? This is my issue. I am trying to be strong. Maybe you could address that.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember what we had said a little while ago is that, well, first of all, I don't even want to use the word we're human, but yeah, we are human, but I don't even want to use that because we're even more than that. And that's where our children are trying to get us to that place where we actually honor that we are more than just human, because they see it, they know. But also keep in mind that when we experience the passing of our children, like I said earlier, there is memory in every part of our being. There is memory in our cells. There is memory there. So even though we can say, I know that I know that I know a thing, but yet I still grieve, it is normal to grieve. It is normal to feel it. It is normal. I think the key for her specifically, and for anyone else that chooses to take this on, is to honor the grieving, acknowledge the grieving, be okay with the grieving, and stop judging herself for the grieving. It is the judgment that keeps the upset about grieving. It's the judgment. And so as you began to sit with yourself and in that stillness, and you're starting to get to know yourself, and opening yourself up for your child to assist you in knowing yourself, then what's going to happen is clarity just comes in. All of a sudden that you're having a moment of grief, you're sitting in it, and then you're done. For that moment, for that day, without judgment, and you're doing it with your child. Your child is walking you through this. You're allowing that presence to be there, that lovely presence of love and understanding and wisdom, and you're rising up. And so part of that, what she's talking about, is the judgment of that gets, let's be honest, that will get in the way. That will get in the way. It's the judgment of the emotion. Be at peace. Be at peace with everything. Be at peace with the grief. Be at peace with the rage. Be at peace with the stress, the anxiety. Be at peace. Because what happens when you choose to be at peace, then those things begin to rise and lift up and out of you. Naturally. You don't even have to figure it out. Naturally.
That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. So anyway, Rebecca is saying, tears so very true. My belief needs to be stronger. I do need to be more still. Thank you for this. So everyone loves the fact that you were talking about the stillness. Thank you for your honesty about the hard times as well.
And hold on one second. She said something. I need to be stronger. You don't need to be anything. You get to be present with yourself and honoring of yourself and connected with yourself and centered in yourself. That's what you deserve to be, but you don't need to be anything, and you don't need to be stronger. You just deserve to really get to know yourself and be in relationship with yourself, so that what you're doing on the internal is showing up on the external. Keep it simple. It may not seem like it's simple, but it's simple when you're willing to go and be with yourself and be way okay with yourself. And, so strength, there's many different definitions for strength. This, but we won't, another class, another course on strength.
Well, let me say, Theoti said, I heard that from Trevor during meditation, be still. I wrote it down, so crazy. So you have been saying that throughout this talk, and that's pretty amazing. Christine is saying, tears of joy, tears, tears. This energy is amazing. I forgot about the green blanket. Thank you. So much appreciation for this voice of unity that our kids help us all, which is true. It is amazing how our kids are present with all of us, that they come to you, they come to us, they come to each of us, and they are unified. They're all together. They're all having a blast. It's just us who are sad and who need to be able to sit in the stillness and spend time with them. Shelley is saying, you are amazing and beautiful. Amy's saying, I'm just speechless listening to her. Beautiful. Rose is saying, when we said green blanket, I was like, how did she know? I've still got my childhood green blanket I sleep with every night, LOL. I never knew why it's been such a strong thing with me, which is great. Kathleen is saying she's amazing, love her. Jane is saying, let's see, tell us how you hear your daughter and some of the signs. So you did talk about the billboards. I know that you just are able to hear her and communicate with her. Could you talk a little bit more about the communication you have with Kiva?
Yeah. Because I consciously choose to communicate with her, it is very telepathic. It is very through sensations. It's like she's right next to me, and I hear her words, but I don't hear her words audibly. I don't hear her words audibly. I hear her words in my mind. I hear her words in my heart. I open up a book and it's the perfect message because maybe I asked her a question. It's the billboards. It's the magpie on my back porch. It's the yellow bird, it's the perfect bee. And I haven't seen a bee forever. All I've seen is hornets, and all of a sudden it's the perfect bee. It's the dream state a lot. I am a dreamer. I am the queen of dreams. I am active in my dreams. I am very awake, alert. I am talking, I am eating, I am smelling, I am touching in my dreams. I wake up remembering my dreams and I write them all down. And I've been that way since I was a child, but even more so as I've been sitting in the stillness and really connecting with my daughter. Yeah, she comes in so many different ways. And, oh, my favorite is when she stands in front of me and she kisses my forehead and she kisses my lips. And it's like this, it's a feeling like a, and that's usually if I'm having a tough day, not because I'm grieving or anything, because the world's crazy and I'm just sick and tired of the world. I'm going to close myself off from the world. I need some get away from the world time, or that didn't make sense what I just heard, and da 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 da. Someone send me a text message, and what the heck's going on? And I'm just like, and I have my day. Yes, I have my magical moments, and I have my day. And I'm just like, Kiva, today, I just need your presence. Come on. Let me know it's going to be okay. What's up? And she'll come and she'll just kiss my forehead and she'll kiss my lips. And sometimes she'll kiss my cheek. And I know it's her. And and a lot of times too, there's an energy that just swirls around me, almost like a tornado, but a gentle one that'll just swirl, swirl, swirl from the bottom of my feet all the way up, 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 up to the top of my head. And then we just laugh together and we just think it's cute, So, yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that. And Christine is saying so beautiful wisdom and so much love. It's like having a soul cheerleader. Amazing. I can tell when the collective of kids are coming through. Thank you. And so I just want to say, first of all, this has been so powerful. And for me, I don't get sad anymore, but I do cry tears of joy. And I myself was crying while you were speaking. I think that I saw other people experiencing the same thing. It's such a healing feeling to be able to do that as well.
Yeah.
I truly appreciate that. And I also want to tell you, we have so much in the chat box that I would love to get to you. So I will send this to you so that you'll be able to read it. Also, I would love for you to tell us about the communication and connecting so that people can maybe go further with you if they would like to.
Yeah, I would love it. If anyone, now here's the good news. If you feel it in your heart, then please come and be a part of Connections and Communications. That is an annual event that I do. It is going to be on Zoom. I have limited the number of people that is able to attend, but if there's enough people that want, then I'll do a second one. But for now, the one that I have scheduled starts on May 19th, and it's every Wednesday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. It's a 2-hour gathering. I don't even like to call it a workshop or anything. There is an investment to come into that. For all of you at HPH, it's $222. For others, it's a different pricing. So I'm gifting you that $222. If you feel it within your being to be a part of that, then I suggest go ahead and maybe you can find me. How can they find me? Oh, my website, LaVonneWells.com, or simply send me a private message on Facebook or whatever and let me know that you would like to register. I actually have only 8 spots left. So there are other people that have signed up, and I have 8 spots available. So we would meet every Wednesday evening, starting May 19th from 6:30 to 8:30. This will be an opportunity for you to make connections with your loved ones every session. I believe in teaching people how to fish and not doing it for you because I know it's within you, but I will be of support and I will be giving you guidance along the way. So this connections and communications is literally that, learning how to truly connect, not only with your child and with your loved ones, because we have others that have transitioned. That's why we have the 4 weeks. But also how to truly connect even with yourself, how to really, what do I do with all this grief? Where do I go from here? How do I sit in the stillness? How do I get quiet? And what is my child wanting to say? And how do I go about? So it's, I promise you, it's loaded. It is so loaded. It is loaded. So come be a part of that. It's phenomenal. The testimonials that I've heard from that, it's the miracles. People have created miracles with that. But anyway, I'm here just to offer it to you. And then you are at choice. And I say, trust your spirit. And that's about it. If there's any questions about that, if anybody wants to ask real quickly, I can answer that. But it's loaded. It is a loaded, and you want to be open when you sit with me, especially for 4 weeks, and ready to take off. Ready to move it, because we play, but we really get down to business, and it's an opportunity to just make that connection every single week as well.
So Rebecca's asking 6:30 in what time zone? This is in Mountain Standard.
Mountain Standard Time. Thank you. I don't know why I'm thinking everybody's in Utah.
Yes, no, so that's good to know.
Mountain Standard
And
Time.
I will put the information on Helping Parents Heal so that people will know about it.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I'll
excited.
put your information for people to connect with you. And thank you so much for coming. And after all of these meetings, we always make sure that we unmute everyone so that they're able to say thank you and goodbye. So
Much love.
I'd like to
Thank
say
you.
and goodbye.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
have a
Thank you
wonderful
so much.
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank
God
you
bless.
so much.
Bye,
A
lady.
wonderful.
Thank you so
Bye.
much,
Bye.
Bye, Amy.
LaVonne.
Bye, Lori. Bye,
Your
Lori.
energy was so
Bye.
amazing.
Much
Thank
love,
you,
guys.
LaVonne.